The fourth pro about working at Hooters is the money. Hey. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll the clips for you guys to see how much money I make at Hooters. So it's officially the end of my shift and we're closed down. I'm the last girl here. And I guess I'll count my money with you guys so you can see how much I made tonight. Today is a Thursday and we were pretty slow because it's going into the 4th of July weekend, so we didn't have that many customers, but I still think I did pretty good. So I went ahead and separated all my money. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So I made $165 tonight on a slow night. So I think I did pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much a visual and kind of estimate of what you may make as a hood girl. So today is Tuesday, July 7th, 2020, and I worked a night shift. I just dropped all of my money that I owe the store, and now I'm about to see what I made for the night. So it was kind of hard for me to talk during that video because it was so loud in the kitchen. So on that day I made $183, and then the money that I showed you guys toward the end that was stapled was $11, and that was just my tip out because I was a bartender. So after every shift the girls have to tip me out because I make all their drinks, so I made $11 off tip out. So 183 plus 11 is 194. So that night I made $194. So today is Tuesday, July 14th, and we were pretty slow tonight. Only had like 8 or 9 tables, and usually I get about 15. So we were hella slow tonight, but I think I still did pretty well. So I'm going to show you guys like an estimate of what you would make typically on a slow night. So let's count. So I made $138 on a slow night. My goal tonight was definitely 160 or more, but like I said, today was super slow. So to make 130, I think that's really good for a slow night. So I'm satisfied. That night I made $121 plus the money I showed you at the end was my tip out for the night, which was $15. So 121 plus 15 is 136. So I made $136 that night. So as you can see, money at Hooters is decent. It's decent. Making $180, $130, $150, $160 in 5 hours, like you basically making like $25 to $30 an hour just to serve food. Like, I mean, it's decent to me, and it definitely adds up if you're working the whole week, or you're working at least 3-4 days out the week, the money definitely adds up. For me, it just pays like extra bills. Hey, that's a light bill, that's a phone bill, that's some new shoes, that's some Fashion Nova clothes. Like that money definitely adds up. So I let you guys into my little, you know, my personal space, and I let y'all see how much I make at Hooters, so you guys can kind of have an idea of how much you probably would make as a Hooter girl as well. So now we are done with the pros. Let's get into the cons. So the cons, there's 4 cons. I had 4 pros, 4 cons. The cons aren't too bad, but everything's not peaches and cream, so you know, I had to add a few cons in there, and I'm gonna go through these really quick. So the first con is expectations. And personally for me, let me just put a disclaimer out there. For me, these are not cons for me because I really don't have cons working at Hooters, but I know a lot of girls that I work with and people that I've talked to personally, you know, they do have these issues. So I'm going to bring it up just in case, you know, you experience these as well, or just to prepare you guys just in case, you know. So the first con is expectations. And what I mean by expectations is at Hooters, we all know there's like a certain image that they go for, which is the girl next door, the all-American cheerleader. So with that being said, you know, you are hired, you're not hired as a server, you are hired as an entertainer. So they do have the right to fire you if you don't upkeep yourself, basically. So with looks, I would say however they hire you as, that's how they want you to continue to look. They want you to basically keep yourself up. When you first get hired at Hooters, I'm sure we all know if you've watched previous Hooters videos, but when you get hired, they take a picture of you, and that picture is to send a corporate, as well as to remind you if you start slipping, like you start gaining weight, or you try to start doing crazy stuff with your hair, they're gonna show that picture and it's like, you know, this is what we hired, so this is what we expect. So I'm not saying that you can't change up your style every now and then, but you know, if you want to get a new hair color, you have to go basically get permission from your manager. You have to show your manager a picture of what you want to do with your hair and ask like, you know, is this appropriate? Is this Hooter girl friendly? And you either going to get a yes or a no. So that can be a con for some, but now I will say that now that the rules have changed and we can wear braids, we can wear buns, we can wear ponytails, like it has been so less stressful, because there are literally days where I would get so upset that I could not have braids, like, and I always had to have my hair down and styled. Like I would get so upset about that. But now that they've loosened up some on the rules, that has helped a lot. That has really helped a lot. But one thing I will say, as far as hair, they're still strict on the color. So if you do plan on getting color, make sure you definitely get an approval from your manager. Another thing with looks is nails. Definitely want your nails to be done at all times. Right now, mine are not done, but I do have some press-ons that I'm finna throw on real quick. But just make sure your nails are done. If they're not done, I mean, they don't have to be professionally done, but just make sure they're like cut. You have a cut clean look. And another thing with looks is makeup. So you know that working at Hooters, you're hired as an entertainer, so you definitely have to have your makeup done at all times, no exceptions. You have to at least have on 3 beauty products, so that can be mascara, blush, and lip gloss or lipstick. That's the 3 things that they pretty much put out there. That's what they really want you to have. But if you want to do a full face type of girl, because that's what I am, I'm a full face type girl, then you can be that. They'll appreciate you even more. But now that we're wearing masks because of COVID and everything, a lot of girls have just been doing their eyes. I know that I've been leaning more towards that as well, because you can't even see like none of this. You literally just see our eyes. So I haven't been spending that much money on makeup lately because there's really no point. But with that being said, basically just make sure that you always keep up with your image. However you went in there looking during your interview, that's how they expect you to look throughout the entire time of you working for the company. Hey guys, I just had to jump in here really quick. One thing that I did forget to mention is tattoos. So with the upkeep, Hooter girls have to cover all tattoos before getting on the floor. It's 2020 now. Like, literally everybody has tattoos. So this became a huge problem because girls would get written up, girls would get fired, girls would get sent home just because they would not have all of their tattoos covered before getting on the floor. So Hooters did fix that problem, and now we have long sleeve tank tops. Not long sleeve tank tops. We have long sleeves Hooter girl shirts. So if you do have tattoos like on your arms or yeah, really just your arms. If you do have tattoos on your arms or like your shoulders, your back, the shirt fixes that now. So now you do not have to worry about covering up your tattoos. You can just wear a long sleeve shirt. But if you do have tattoos like on your hands, on your thighs, on your legs, you do still have to try to cover those up. But as far as the arm, the back, you're covered, girl. So the next con is side work. And side work is basically, if you work in a restaurant industry, then you know what side work is. If you haven't, then side work is basically the things that you have to do in the morning when you're setting up the restaurant, the things that you do throughout your shift, as far as like refilling ice, making tea, taking dishes to the back, or then when you close the store, you have the closing side work where you basically break down the store when the morning girls, you know, put up the store. So with side work, for me, it's not a big deal because I've been there so long. So it's like I literally can get through my side work like that. But a lot of girls complain about that. But literally, y'all, side work there is not that bad. You literally just have to sweep under your tables, wipe down your tables, and then you have to sweep and mop the wait station, pour out the tea, break down the soda machine, wipe off the wait station, and refill ice. Like, literally, y'all, that's nothing. I can do that in 20-25 minutes. Literally nothing. But I know some restaurants have like bus boys that do that job. So a lot of girls that come in from other restaurants and they start working at Hooters, they're like, what? Wait, side work? Oh my God. And then it's crazy because some girls who work at like steakhouses and like seafood places, they come to Hooters, they start working at Hooters and they're like, dang, that's all you have to do for side work? Because they're like steakhouses, they have to do a lot of side work. So I personally feel like our side work at Hooters isn't that bad. It's just us, it's basically you cleaning up after yourself. Or if you work morning shift, it's basically you setting up the restaurant. Like, it's not a big deal. But that can be a con for some people that are lazy and don't want to work. But like I said, it's really not a big deal, so definitely don't let that freak you out. But I had to add that in as a con because a lot of girls do complain about it. So the third con is money not being consistent. So I know a pro was money. I feel like I do make pretty decent money at Hooters, but that can also be a con because the money is not gonna always be consistent. I would say starting out, you're not gonna make that much money until maybe like your second or third month working at Hooters. And a lot of times I get so upset when I train girls and they come in thinking, like they hear other Hooter girls say how much they make, so then they come in thinking, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make this much money, and they don't. It is not because they're not a good server, it's just because they're new. They still have a lot to figure out. They still have to learn how the restaurant works and how to talk to people, how to be friendly. So they don't do the best, and then they end up quitting because they feel like they're not making as much money as the other girls. I always tell girls that I train, at least wait 2.5 months, really 3 months to see, you know, consistent money flow. I know personally at my store, like our regulars, they love new girls. If they see a new face, they literally want you to come over there, talk to them. They want to know who you are, what's your name, what you do, what made you want to work at Hooters. They want to know about you. They already know about us old girls. They don't care nothing about us. They just want us to bring them their food and get out their face. Now I'm playing. They'll talk to us too, but they really do like the new girls. So you will really make good money off regulars if you're new. And I will say, and I'm not saying regulars don't tip old girls, because they definitely do, but they'll definitely tip you, you know, being a new girl as well, versus a regular person coming in. They don't know that you're new because they're not a regular, you know, they don't know who just started, who been working there, so they're gonna tip you how they tip you regardless. But I will say that money isn't really consistent. You know, there's certain days that make more money. I would say the weekend, honestly, Friday, Saturday, you make the most money on Friday, Saturday. Fight nights, you'll make good money. When football comes back, you'll make good money. What's that? Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And then when basketball comes back, you'll make good money. I work on 2 nights that are typically slow, but my money still is good. And with that being said, is you really can't base how much you'll make off somebody else, which is why I kind of hesitate showing you guys how much I make a shift, because that's really not, I don't know. Because like with the pandemic going on, for one, I definitely would have made more, because of course more people would be coming in. I would have more tables, I would have more, you know, people to serve. It's kind of not an accurate amount, but I mean, I guess it's still a good estimate of how much, you know, you can make right now with this pandemic going on. But I feel like that's with any certain job. Like, money just isn't consistent. One day you may make $100, the next you may make $50. But at the end of the day, if you like count it up throughout the week, it definitely adds up to probably what you would make at a normal job. So yeah. Whew. Okay, and the last con is the customers. Okay, so I only put this as a con because, you know, just working in the restaurant industry, period, it can get pretty hectic when it comes to customers, because, you know, whether you're in retail, whether you're working at a restaurant, the slogan is always the same: the customer is always right. So sometimes you're definitely going to face people who, they're just not happy, that they're just not satisfied. Somebody is always going to find something to complain about. I've been there for 6 years, and still to this day I still have to deal with difficult customers. And that's just not Hooters, that's everywhere. That's just working with people, period. So I just want people to know definitely that sometimes the customers can be a little rowdy, sometimes the customers can be very confrontational, sometimes you just can't please a customer. I mean, that's part of being human though. We can't please everybody. All you can do is say, I'm sorry, let me fix it, literally. But yeah, I definitely just want to let you guys know that the customers can be a con sometimes. Another thing about the customers is the fact that it's Hooters. Every now and then, you know, as a female, you know, working at Hooters, guys sometimes, and this is not all the time, sometimes guys tend to, I don't know, tend to think that they can just hit on you just because you're a Hooters girl. And when I first started working at Hooters, it was very hard for me, because it was just like, I'm literally getting hit on every single day. People are literally flirting with me every single day. Young men, old men, married men, gay men. Like, I'm so confused. Like, it was a struggle. Like, I was, what, 19, 20 at the time, and I'm just like, what do I say? Like, what? But now, y'all, like, literally, it's become so, like, I'm so numb to it. When somebody tries to holler at me, I just laugh it off, keep going. But sometimes it can get crazy. Sometimes customers can get a little pushy. Sometimes customers can want to become a little touchy. And when it comes down to that, definitely notify your manager as soon as possible. ASAP. Hooters does not tolerate any sexual harassment on job, whether that's with another Hooter girl, with a cook, with your manager, with a customer. Hooters does not play about sexual harassment. So if you ever feel uncomfortable around anybody within a company, just make sure you let upper management or somebody know what's going on, because at the end of the day, working at Hooters, your manager and upper management is always going to have your back when it comes to those type of situations when you're not feeling comfortable. So yeah, unfortunately, I love all my customers. I love all my regulars, but I will say that I gotta put customers as a con, because like I said, sometimes people will really come in and find literally anything to complain about. My chicken wasn't crispy enough. My beer tastes flat. My bottle of beer feel hot. You didn't put enough liquor in this drink. Like, it's hot in here. I don't want to sit over here. Can I sit over there? It's always something. But let me not say it's always something, but at least twice a month you're gonna get that difficult customer. But like I said, that's anywhere. So I don't want to scare anybody away. Like I said, just be friendly, just smile, fake it till you make it. If you have an issue with somebody, or somebody has an issue at the table, literally just say, you know, I'm sorry about that, let me fix it, let me make it right. That's all you gotta do. So that pretty much sums up this video. These were my 4 pros and my 4 cons about working at Hooters. Oh, did y'all peep the Hooters hat? Do y'all like this? I think it's so cute. It's a jean style denim Hooters hat. But anyway, thank you guys so much for taking the time out to watch this video, y'all. It's so crazy because like I said, I made that video 3 years ago, and until this day people still comment on it. Like literally somebody commented on it this morning. It was like, hey, 3 years later, but I still have a question, blah, blah, blah. It was so funny, and I was like, let me make an updated video about working at Hooters. But all in all, I would definitely say that working at Hooters, like I said, has been one of the best decisions that I ever could have possibly made. I love working for the company. I think the company is amazing. I think it's all about women empowerment. I feel like the company gives women the opportunity to shine, and it's not about like sex appeal. It's not about being, you know, this hot Hooters girl. It's literally about hardworking women with like goals and ambition. Like all the girls that I work with, like they're either in college or they have full-time professional jobs. Their mothers taking care of their kids. Like everybody I work with is on their grind, and I love it. Like I don't work with no bums. I don't work with no girls who just working at Hooters and don't have no ambition or no goals for themselves. And that's one thing I hate, that people think like, if you're a Hooters girl, you're just working at Hooters, you're just a server, blah 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 blah. Like no, the people I work with and most of the Hooter girls that I know, like we out here living life. Like we out here with real jobs. We out here in school getting master degrees, getting PhDs, like moving up in the company, being in the calendar, traveling, like women empowerment, and I love it. So if you guys ever think about working at Hooters, or you want to work at Hooters, I definitely say go for it. Go for it full force. I would definitely recommend it. And if you have any questions pertaining to Hooters, what it's like working at Hooters, being a Hooter girl, what you gotta do to be a Hooter girl, go back and watch. Well, nah, because some of that information is outdated. I was gonna say go back and watch my old video, but there should be some updated videos that some other girls have posted, so feel free to watch those videos. But if you do still have questions, comment below and I will definitely get back with you. I literally respond to every comment that I get. It's a struggle sometimes, but I always make sure to comment back. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. You will love me, I swear you will. Thumbs up this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.